a big movie festival, and I kept hearing industry people talking about people not reading. So I just wanted to come and talk to you about that because I don't know if you know this, but there are some great benefits to reading. And as actors, we must read. We have to read our scripts, we have to read direction. It is important that we know how to read. So I just want to share 5 things that benefit you because you are a reader. So the first thing is it expands your emotional range. You know, when you read novels and plays and poetry and memoirs, you're stepping into different worlds, different characters, emotional reality. And as an actor, we need that. That really is something that we need to build our arsenal with. I love, just sidebar, I love reading subtitles to movies and shows. I am a big K drama fan. I have no problem reading this stuff, and it just it makes you quicker, because you got to read it and you got to watch what's going on, and it just really helps you. It's a great exercise to practice. Read the subtitles to some foreign film or some foreign TV show, and so that you can get better at your reading, because reading is necessary. If you are an actor in this business, you got to read. You're going to get the prompters when you go on stage to give an award. There's going to be a prompter and you're going to have to read that prompter. So start brushing up on your reading. Another benefit to reading is that it makes your imagination stronger. It gives you a better, it allows you to tap into your creativity a little better. Books force you to picture worlds and characters, and you can see it. There's nothing like reading a book and going right inside and seeing it in your mind. Oh my God. And as actors, we gotta be imaginative. We gotta get our minds like fertile and going, and books do that for you, especially novels. They just get you going. Number 3, I would say, is that it makes you at it makes you better at script analysis and co-reading. I am not one who is a great co-reader, but because I'm reading and I read out loud, and I am doing it, I don't feel as self-conscious about it. So that really does help you when you're reading a lot, especially reading out loud. Even if you're doing manifestation stuff, to read what you wrote, read it out loud, give it oomph, give it emotion. It works, it helps you. The actor who reads gets to pick up things quicker, tones, subtext, structure. Your critical thinking starts working. You need to be able to read when you're doing auditions, or when you are doing self tapes, and you don't have a lot of time to memorize. You got to be able to pick that stuff up and do it quickly. And when you're doing table reads, you got to be able to read that stuff like it's just flowing out of your mouth, like no problem. So reading is important. It also, number 4, it gives you a bigger vocabulary and it sharpens your dialogue delivery. So if you're reading regularly, you develop a richer vocabulary. You have more words to use, more things to say, and it just fills you up as a person. The last one I want to share is that it gives you a greater emotional resilience, and it strengthens your mindset. When you're reading stories of triumph and failure and heartbreak and grit, it reminds you that you're not alone. One of the things I love to read are memoirs. I love reading memoirs of actors and people in the industry to see how their journey went. I have been reading memoirs, biographies, stories of since I was in high school. I was in a college bound program, and we had to take two math and two reading courses. And let me tell you, I didn't do well in math, but in reading, oh my God, I was devouring that stuff. And especially read something that interests you. Find a topic that you really like and just start reading about it. It really does. And if you hate reading, then find people who you admire and read up on them. Even if they're little articles that you're reading, at least it's getting you in that practice of reading, and read it out loud. So when you're having to deliver a cold self tape, you're flowing a little bit more because you're able to grasp it. Actors who do a lot of soap operas, actors who are on stage a lot, are really good at reading quickly, being able to pick up the information and run with it. And as an actor, that is what you want. So I just wanted to come on here today and just do a little talk to you about how important reading is. And I'm being reminded of Reading Rainbow with Mr. LeVar Burton. I wish that show would come back today, especially for the kids today, because social media makes things so fast, and reading, it takes time. When you're reading a good book, you want to sit in it, you want to enjoy it, you want to devour it. And so reading is crucial for the actor. You have to get on your game, even if it's not your favorite thing to do. Force yourself to read a book a month. The really successful people read books every week. They'll read 52 books a year. So get yourself in the habit of reading. Give yourself a goal. I'm going to read 2 books in a month, or I'm going to read 1 book a month. So at least you are reading. I'm in a couple of groups, and they have us reading different books every month. So I am reading every month. I read between 4 and 5 books a month because of the different groups that I'm in. Or if I'm interviewing people and they have a book, I got to read that book so I know what to talk to them about. So I want you as an actor to start working that reading muscle, especially if you don't like reading. One of the things that helps me with reading, and I love this, is that if I can get it on Kindle, I can also, with my smartphone, hear it. I can put my little, what is it? It's an accessibility thing, and I can read it and hear it at the same time. Or I'll get the book and I'll get the audio version so I can read the two together. Sometimes the audio book and the book, they're a little different. So if you can get it in Kindle and then use your phone's app to read it while you are, to say it while you're reading it, it really does help. My name is Lydia Nicole, and this is Acting Smarter, and thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time. Have a fantastic day and keep shining like the star you are. All righty. Bye-bye.